Ba 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 la la la. Hello there, Internet. I am your host, Jim, and welcome you all to some Let's Play Twisted Metal Black. Now, I'm asking, what? For those who don't know, Twisted Metal is a series of car combat games from Sony. Started off made by two guys named Scott Campbell and David Jaffe. The latter sounds familiar. He also created. He was that guy that criticized Metroid Dread. Grabbing elements have been a staple in the Metroid franchise. Also created Friend of God of War. You know, no big deal. He only worked on the first entry. But before that, he worked on Twisted Metal. It's normally a light-hearted, wacky, over-the-top vehicular car combat game, but if you can't tell, this game is not light-hearted at all. It's dark, it's edgy. Honestly, it's probably one of the only Greed reboots I could think of that was done right. But basically, this game takes place in a focus on the patient of an insane asylum. And we'll start with the mascot, the fan favorite, Needles Kane, aka Sweet Tooth. He has suffered from an unspecified psychological psychotic disorder, homicidal tendencies, insomnia, arson, murder, and jaywalking. I think he has arson on his head. Warning: meds have no effect. Lost cause. Yeah, this game came out before mental health was taken seriously. Most schizophrenia was some really fucked up shit.
3 months in the nut house. It was the longest I'd ever been confined. So a few people had been killed. It wasn't my fault.
Please, no, I got a family.
Shut
please,
up and
no.
bleed, you motherfucker. Well, maybe it was my fault, but I had my own problems to worry about. The old man's curse was beginning to piss me off. But then one day, he showed up. Calypso, he called himself. It was a stupid name. I wanted to kill him there and then, but he made me an offer. He said he ran some kind of crazy contest. If I won his game, he promised to show me how to bring an end to the curse. No more headaches. As much as I had those old urges of mine, I kept them to myself for the moment. I figured I'd play along with his little game. After all, I could always kill him later.
That's the whole premise of this franchise. There's this guy named Calypso, and he has the power to grant wishes. But they often always go wrong. Okay, by the way, I'm a VTuber, in case people who have watched this are here. Wait, all I have to do is kill everyone in this can I see? Well, boys and girls, that's the one thing I'm good at. Alright, so as said, there... I do have a physical copy of this game, but I decided why not play a PS4 because it'd be easier to record. Also, there's like some scratches on one character's cutscene that I remember like from a couple of years ago that didn't work. But yeah, basically he grants people a wish if they win Twisted Metal. Now, here's something that... Now, this game... I should probably bring up right now, this This game was very, very well liked when it first came out. Even Playboy. You know, the anime that gave us sexy bunny suits, hot girls in bunny suits. Yeah, you also might know that Twisted Metal got a surprisingly good show on Peacock. I watched it. Good shit. Good shit. Kinda wish everybody didn't swear like a Hazbin Hotel character. Yeah, I'm trying to shoot down that plane. Because, yeah, this game got butchered in Europe. Oh, yeah, I shot it down, shot it down. Come on, drive. Floor it. Oh, yes, you can shoot down a plane. This game, I bring up right now, this game came out in June 2001, so, 9/11 didn't happen yet. And as I said, Europe, it got like all the story was removed. The kid run over. Yeah, if you can't tell, when you kill it, when you destroy an opponent, the driver will walk out of the wreckage, although it depends on the car. Because if you already can't tell, this game is actually quite tough. And I'm playing on the cheat code. Hey, God. I actually learned recently that this was actually the original idea at first. it actually started out as a different game called. It was gonna be like a more cartoony game, like more traditional Twisted game, called Twisted USA. Said America, fuck yeah! Right, suburbs. That son of a bitch put a curse on me in this contest. I'm gonna kill him. Nice, and so yeah, shut up and bleed, motherfucker. I think I said that when I killed a guard once back when I did my first job. Okay, technically it's like more like a test. When I did my test, I tortured the guard. Basically, you gotta remember the guy that sent me to hell in the first place was funding a ring that involves children. So I was not gonna let this guy get away with what he did. So I decided to torture his guards while then. Okay, the first guard, he was dead the minute he snuck up behind me. Oh, also apparently people heard like a very, very dark domestic abuse line, like something about domestic abuse inside one of the houses. Like, what is going on with Jaffe when he was making this? Oh look, I'll kill some angels. Granted, this is probably Earth weapon, so okay, so another story time about me is that. So I kind of was trying to be an eager beginner, but it's often like plagiarize some other shit. Like, yeah, this was like I was a high schooler. I didn't know how serious plagiarism was until later. Like even then, like I kind of there were some parts I might have plagiarized back then. I thought back then those were more homages than anything. That guy ought to... That was one angry lesbian. Maybe it was Twister's driver? If you watch the show, you know. Yeah, there are some characters that you might recognize, like, obviously that one was driven by Preacher. You might remember the Holy Men. And yeah, Mark. I love the show. Like, it is. I mean, I do kind of wish they toned down the sex jokes a little. But you gotta remember. But then again, you gotta remember these are the guys that made one of the best shows of all time. Guys made Zombieland, and Sweet Tooth has. Tallahassee has Twinkies. Sweet Tooth has Skittles. Alright. Downtown. Downtown with the girl I love. This is right. A man's head isn't meant to be on fire. Not unless I'm the one holding the blowtorch. Yeah, I figure kids all I fidget around a little stuff every now and then. Yeah, you can tell I love me some Sweet Tooth. Yeah, as I said, it's like my favorite. you can't tell, Twisted Metal is my favorite first-party IP from Sony. And I've been clamoring for a reboot or something. Like, a reboot was planned, but got canceled during Sony, when Sony's, like, when Sony's, yeah, if you guys remember that one Five-Stars game, like Destruction All-Stars, I enjoyed it because it was the closest they were going to get to a new Twisted Metal. Hell, it was even rumored that at one point the devs of that game were the ones working on that Twisted Metal reboot. I would have been cool with it. Because they got a good driving mechanic. If it just had guns, heck. I'm surprised it didn't make Sweet Tooth a guest character. I was like, kind of want to see Sweet Tooth like interact with these like deaf and Gen Z millennial stereotypes. Be like, come on, lighten up, Mr. Tooth. Yeah. Yeah, watch. We destroyed a whole fucking bank. Hundreds, if not thousands, of people are dead. Maybe it's the hospital. It would have been a lot funnier if it was the hospital. Oh yeah, and each car has their own backstory. There's a manual, but I'll get on the manual later. Now we get to meet the mid-boss. Minion, motherfucker! This Joker won't last his contest, but I'm afraid. I just need to jump past his stupid shield and he's finished. Yeah, even Jaffe admitted this game was a little too hard. Better shut up now. Kaboom! Okay, now shut up now.
I was out like the dying heartbeat of a little girl. It was the first time in forever I hadn't felt the burning and the dreams. Boys and girls, those were some wonderful dreams. All my greatest achievements flashed before my eyes. The scale of what I'd done, the sheer volume of people I'd killed, it was breathtaking. But like all good things, it had to end sometime. When they captured me, the only thing I could think was, what a waste. All those people I hadn't killed yet. Come the night of my execution, there must have been over 1,000 people gathered outside to watch me fry. I was upset about that. There should have been more. I remember there was this preacher in the observation room. I figured he was just some Bible thumper wanting to save my soul. But as it turned out, the old man had something else in mind. As I fried, he started screaming out like the freak he was. He asked God to curse me, to burden me forever with the flames of hell. It took me less than a minute to kill 3 police officers and get my mask back on. I never used to believe in curses, but it's been 3 months since that night, and the pain gets worse every day. So let me tell you something, boys and girls. I sure as hell believe in curses now.
Well, and that's probably like one of the only times a supernatural happens in this game, mostly. But damn preacher, piss bastard. What did he think he never did wrong? Dig up his past. You'll be sick by the truth. Yeah, there's a bit of foreshadowing here because it's actually gonna make you question the fire on Sweet Tooth's head, and it's the only time, well, prior to the show. Yeah, we're gonna get to Sweet Tooth that this game is definitely not a child actor who killed the best boy Billy. Yeah, if you don't know, in the show, Sweet Tooth, his backstory was that he was he was a former child actor who was upstaged by a dog. One day he just had enough of the dog and just grabbed some knives, some needles, sewing needles that his co-star was holding, and decided to stab this dog to death in front of a live studio audience. Yes, apparently, so season 2 came out today. Yeah, we're like, even like, so, just another story time. My cousin, he for a while lived with my grandparents after my uncle got divorced. So he stayed at my grandparents' place for the time. Oh, Barrett's on the VTuber. Yeah, something I'm gonna do right now is that obviously, if you can't tell, I'm an avid fan of this franchise, and, well, something I kind of like to do, especially with older PS1 games, especially one that came out, like, a couple of months after this one did, Shadow Hearts! I decided to make, mayonnaise in an elevator. Will it be back like the Terminator? Mayonnaise in an elevator. Yeah, I have a copy of this game on my... But the disc doesn't really work that well, and it's kind of hard to put the cheats in. Okay, so as I said, I wanted to be an angry video game nerd, and if you already could tell, I wanted to be a game reviewer when I got older. this was made back in time when Angry Video Game Nerd clones were still funny and like, I mean 2015-ish. I was unfortunately a fan of the completionist. Small type place, lots of people, no place to hide. But for a butcher like me, it doesn't get any better than this. What else? So basically, one gag I had was basically my PS responsive here look down and study that fears me. I can smell their fear, and be honest, I quite love it. Was Mike's with my back because he was mad because he wasn't the second best because he lost his second best PS2 game to Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry 1. Now, why everybody asking why is he not fighting for the best? Because that was Kingdom Hearts 2. Position is still rightfully earned. Because damn it, it's KH2, and I don't care what anyone says, KH2 is awesome. I really miss my KH phase in high school. I also kind of miss high school in general. Like, anyone know what a Hastings is? Put bluntly, it was the coolest bookstore in the world. Like, they didn't just sell books. They had all kinds of stuff, little toys, a figure, manga. It was like it was huge. Like, sadly, the chain went bankrupt a couple years ago. Also, question, how did this plane get there? Yeah, what's with this plane? How did this plane get on the rooftop and no one just bother to pick up the plane? If dude Jeffy is watching this, do you know? But yeah, so sometimes I'll actually sneak my PS2 games like into my room. Yeah, honestly, I don't know what my favorite PS2 game is now. My second favorite PS2 game is. I'd go far as to say Shadow Hearts 1 dethroned it. You guys know me. I love my Shadow Hearts Covenant. Yeah. Are there any like stores like Hastings? Because damn it, I mean, At the end of my first Sentai phase, I found that Hastings had a action figure based on Red Hawk from friggin' Jetman. And you gotta remember, this was 2015, like early 2015. Like by then, I don't think Shout Factory even got the rights to sub Sentai yet.
You're in violation of Midtown City Code 4432. Step out of your vehicle and surrender peacefully. Time's up.
So we made the final boss. His name is Warhawk. Warhawk. This is a reference to another single track game. I recognize this freak. He was this little helicopter captured 3 months ago. Well, boys and girls, it's payback time. And apparently in the PAL version, just like some stuff that implied that he was gonna be like a mode where you would have played as him. So in order to beat this guy, you're gonna see these things, tankers. They're basically mini minions. And now this is where the fun begins. Kaboom!
The contest was over, so I went and saw Calypso. I asked him to make good on his promise, to bring an end to all the pain, to take away my curse. He offered me a vial. He said inside it held the blood of a man who'd cursed me on the night of my execution. He told me if I drank it, my curse would be over. But he also said, if I ever returned to my killing ways, the antidote would wear off, and the curse would come back to haunt me. I had to decide. It took me all of 10 seconds. Let's face it, boys and girls. A man has to have his priorities. I killed Calypso about as well as I ever killed anyone.
Capitation!
Now that I'm free, I am going to be the greatest of all time.
It's gotta be the GOAT! The GOAT! A Moida. So, ba 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 ba. Yeah, this is a copyright song. It's Painted Black by the Rolling Stones. Girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. Please tell me we're going to use this in the show. It's Oh yeah, fun fact, the Zorko and Company. That was actually referenced in the show. Like a sign of theirs was outside, like in a flashback when John was a kid. Your whole world is black. Oh, I foresee the yellow, blue. I foresee this thing happening to you. I look hard enough into the second sun. Red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes. RepTwistedMetalAlliance.com. Yeah, they were a very big fan site back in the day. Crazy to think that fans. So yeah, that was just one act. Well, I'm gonna end the episode right here. Like, subscribe, let's stuff. See ya.